I'm gonna try to do a really quick video here and update everyone on this pig. We got her scratched down with 180, 220 in some areas, 180, 220, pretty much the same stage. I was fully intending on getting this scratched down and then go ahead and going with basically 400 and painting her right over the poly. Hit it with epoxy sealer and then wet on wet the base and clear, just sending it. However, surprisingly, I was breaking through a little bit already with the 180 220. Here's metal. Found a few low spots I had to put some fill in, and that's why we're doing all this. But there's metal right there. Got thin with the primer there. Metal, a little metal there, but it's flat right now. It's flat, but I did break through some of the little areas. Had a few pinholes that I found in the guide coat that I'm actually just need to adapt those with my finger. I need to block those down real quick. But even down the side, we're breaking through, surprisingly breaking through. And not that that's a big deal, who cares? But we still got a stage of 400 and then maybe even 600 since I'm shooting metallic. I haven't made my mind up yet. But we need material. You gotta have material. You have to have material to work with. If you don't have any material, you can't work with it. So we're gonna go with another stage of primer, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the 2K primer. I was gonna just shoot the poly, but whatever. I need it, so we're gonna go ahead and just hit her with the 2K, which is what you're supposed to do over the poly primer, polyester primer. So see there's a little metal here and there. No material. Well, why is, there's metal there. That's another one. I found a low spot here in this complex curve that I had to address. Didn't find it on the wet check. I did not see that on the first primer stage either. I must have did something weird there and somehow rubbed the guide coat off of here, in that low spot. That would have screwed me. I would have saw that big time in the paint job. But anyway, well, what's the big deal if you see little pieces of metal? Well, I need to do a really good video. I just need to set something up where I can kind of sand and show you what I'm talking about. But when you hit metal, when you're block sanding, you're done. Because if you continue to sand, the guide coat's still there, and you keep going to get that guide coat off, obviously, and you hit metal, like right here. If you hit metal here, but there's still a little guide coat showing up because it either scratches or a low spot or whatever, and you keep going you can sand metal away, but obviously that's harder than your primers. That's going to turn into a high spot, and you're just going to screw yourself hard. So when you hit metal, stop. You're either going to have to put more fill in the low spots, or if you got another stage of primer coming up, you're going to have to fill that and whatever. When you hit metal, you're done. You're going to screw yourself every time. If you see metal, not a big deal. But when you hit metal and you still got guide coat and something to flatten out, you're done. You're going to have to add material. And what I mean by add material is you're going to have to either, prime it with your surfacer stuff, like your 2K or your polyester primer, whatever your stage you're doing, or body fill, which all of that is the same stuff. Primer is body fill. Fight me over it, whatever. Is what it is. So, but that's where we're at. I'm going to wipe it down with Windex and ye old Harbor Freight microfiber rags that I cycle in and out and whatever. I'm just going to wash her down with Windex and spray it with a 2K. And we'll do 400, maybe 600 but probably 400 with the guide coat. I'll do a video on it, and maybe get a little bit of visual on what I'm always talking about. So when it comes to washing down the car and cleaning it off, you know, you can use, let's see if I got some of it around here somewhere. You know, it's expensive. I don't even know. I'm trying to think how much it is, but like Prep All, you know, your wax and grease remover Prep All. I actually take Prep All and I put it in one of these Sure Shot cans, and I'll just, you know, wet check with it, and I'll, you know, wash it down and stuff. But it's expensive, and you guys probably already know it's expensive. So what I do with primer, if I'm priming or I'm going to spread body fill or I'm going to do whatever, I need to wash it down or clean it, I use Windex. Windex works good. It's cheap, you know, and wipe it down with like your Harbor Freight that you get, you know, Harbor Freight microfiber rags. You get them on, you know, with a coupon for, I don't know what, couple bucks a pack. And I got, you know, I'll just throw them in the washer. And I got, you know, I have a little box of them. Here's my little table. Ooh, here we go. Just got a coupon. Anyway, I'll just use those. I don't care. I mean, it's primered. You know, primer is material that you're going to sand off. And, you know, we're doing this on a budget, so it works good for me. Let's not get too crazy and anal and perfect, you know. I've never had an issue with using Windex to wash the panel down. Now, the only time I do use the expensive stuff is when I'm going to paint. I'm going to throw down some base or clear coat or something like that. I use that pre-wash strong. Wax and grease remover. But other than that, I mean, when you're doing something like this, you're doing this crap all the time, you'll be going through a bunch of that stuff, though. You don't want to do that. Windex. Here's currently what I'm using. Windex from the Dollar General, man. Home line, that sounds like quality. Value size. Good stuff. I've been spraying over it, no reactions. So, fight me over it. Anyway. If you guys got any questions, comments, or tips, I'll, as always, leave them, you know. Maybe we'll discuss them. A little tidbit of, you know, for you for long-term projects to help each other out mentally is, you know, stay the course. You know, that right now I'm going to try to wash this down and see where I get today. I haven't touched this thing in like 2 weeks because that's the way life goes. I'm working hard and, you know, you got crap going on. So what? Just who cares? Make a list. Here's I think this is a to-do list, and if I have a thing I'm trying to figure out, I write it down because there's a lot of stuff in my brain, you know, things are going on. You got to write this stuff down to keep going and focused and moving forward, you know, and trying to stay motivated on something like this, you know, because I'm coming up on the finish line on this car, and, you know, it takes a long time, but, you know, the last 5%, when it comes to the body, the last 5% takes 95% of the time. Last 5% takes 95% of the time because you're getting down to the wire. You're working on everything that you can see. It's going to bother you. So you just got to be patient and keep going on it, you know. You see a little scratch in the primer and the guide coat, take care of it because it will show in the paint, that kind of stuff. So, remember another nice quote to keep you focused, motivated is, the more you have to do in life, like job, work, responsibility at work or whatever, home, blah, 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 the more you have to do, the less you do well. It is what it is, so that's why you got to make lists and do what you can to stack the cards in your favor to do the things that you want to do in life, like build crap like this. A lot of people will get to this area and it's taken so long. Either they're being too much of a perfectionist, or, which that's a whole other topic that I can discuss, or you know, it's just sitting here, they'll just start parting it out. They get frustrated, like, man, I just ain't got time, parting it out, whatever. I get it. There are situations where that's the best course of action, but stay the course. Write it down. Don't pressure yourself. Relax. Enjoy the process of it. You know, odds are is when you get the car done, you're going to miss working on it. Maybe you'll just sell it and buy another piece of crap. Who knows? People are different. But enjoy the process. Keep motivated. The more you have to do, the less you do well. You got to stack the cards in your favor. Stack the cards in your favor. And stay the course. I don't know if I showed this. I probably just did. My notepad. Write it down. When you get a half hour or an hour, even a week or a day or whatever, you can come in, get your mindset, and start going, dude. Like these tools here, I got them laying out, then put them back. Because the fuel pump in this thing went out. I went to start it and it went out, so I ordered one, tore it apart, ordered, waiting on parts. Well, I was like, I got to get going on this thing, so what did I do? Fuel pump's out of it. Well, I just went ahead and taped it up and freaking primed it, guide coated it, blocked her down. The fuel pump, which, where's it at? Dang it. This is all these S10 parts and junk. Anyway, fuel pump's there. But I had all my tools and little things out. Where I did that, I just leave them out. No one else is in here but me. So when I come out, I can hit the ground running. I'm going to spray this with the 2K, and after it's sprayed, guide coat, block her down, take all the tape and everything off. Actually, I may just spray it, guide coat it, and then take all the tape and everything off and put the fuel pump on it, fire it up, get it moving. So, because I got some other stuff to repair, like that light went out and it's directly, you know, it'd be nice to have that so I can see, you know, fire it up, move it, clean some stuff up, repair that light. I've got a gutter up here on the outside there that we had some ice. Actually, it was like last year, and it pulled the gutter down, and I got to do a repair on the header board up here to be able to screw the gutter back in, and I need to do all that, but this car's here. So anywho, started rambling. I don't even know what I was talking about, but that's the way it goes. All right, comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, tips on staying motivated and focused. All of it's good. We might even do some videos on just that kind of stuff, because that's stuff people don't want to talk about because they're too ashamed. But staying focused, keeping the stress down, and building on your dreams is important. So anyway, I digress.